What's the biggest mistake young men are making today when it comes to becoming leaders?
Great question. And you know this, as we run the Squire program, we see this over and over again. And by the way, the young men that come to the Squire program, most of them have dads that have been super active in their life. They've been challenging them. They've been testing them. They've been pouring into them. And they come to that Squire program for the rite of passage. But the big thing that I see that young men are not doing these days that's preventing them from becoming effective leaders in the future, three things. Number one, they lack resiliency because they're not as active in sports as they used to be. They're not going out and playing and getting hurt and then, learning how to walk it off, right? They are bubble wrapped by their parents. They have helicopter parents. They're sitting in front of television, playing video games or in front of an iPad or an iPhone, screen sucking. And so they don't have any resiliency, the ability to overcome hardship, the ability to deal with conflict, like go out and play in a playground, get in a fight with another kid and see if you can verbally de-escalate it or physically de-escalate it. And that still builds resiliency. So one, they lack resiliency. Number two, they have very poor life experiences. I hate to say this, but I think parents are more disconnected from their kids than ever before. And I read about a study recently, just yesterday, actually, I read this study, and it's so heartbreaking, man. It said parents are less likely to pour into their kids today because they don't see their kids as the future anymore. In terms of they don't see the next generation as the future for this country that's going to create and innovate. They see AI as the future. So they're like, hey, with AI,
we're good.
The future is covered. So why do I need to pour into my kids? And these parents are too busy in their social medias. They're too busy screen sucking. They're too busy being distracted. And they're not having the life experiences. And if you're not talking to your kid, if you're not giving them life lessons, if you're not taking them to places, if you're not exposing them to the world, they don't have enough experiences. And now add to that, they don't have resiliency to be able to lead when they're older. Right. And then the third thing is, because of those two things, the absence of resiliency and the absence of good life experiences to be able to see other cultures and to interact and do cool things and change a car tire and learn about things, they're poor communicators. They're no longer interacting with people. They're always on their phones and they don't know how to communicate. And so if someone doesn't know how to communicate, everything becomes a conflict to them. Yep. If someone knows how to communicate, then they realize that, hey, we can have discourse and de-escalate any conflict and come to a resolution, and we might have to compromise. And so a great leader is what? They're resilient. They have a great breadth of experience in life so they can relate to other people, and they know how to communicate their thoughts and feelings. And so in the absence of resiliency and experiences and ability to communicate, these kids are right now headed towards a very bleak future of shitty relationships and leaderships as well. Guys, quick interruption to the Bedros Keuilian Show. If you want better health, more energy, you want to fight off inflammation, and you want to boost your immune system, then you are probably taking a lot of supplements like I used to. I say used to because I stopped taking all these different supplements, and you can now throw away your vitamin C, throw away your zinc, throw away your vitamin D3, your B12, your ginger, your turmeric, your echinacea, and your astragalus. Why? Because all of it now is available in the TrueLean Everyday Wellness packets. So instead of spending $200 to $300 a month on supplements like that, for a fraction of that, you're going to get the TrueLean Wellness Shot delivered right to your door for free shipping. And you're going to use the code BEDROS when you go to TrueLean.com to get 50% off, and $1 of every single order goes to Shriners Children's Hospital. So go to TrueLean.com, use code BEDROS, and order your 30-day supply of the TrueLean Everyday Wellness Shot. Now back to the show.
Right. Well, what do you think about, because I would add a fourth thing, which is it feels like lack of direction. Like a lot of times when I'm on the phone with these parents who are maybe on the fence about wanting to come to the program, or, especially moms, they're like, they just want to protect their kids. They don't want their boys to go through any kind of adversity. You're not going to yell at him. He doesn't need that stuff. He doesn't need to get scraped up and battered and bruised.
He does need to be yelled at. He does need to be bruised up and scraped.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah. But a lot of times they're like, well, he doesn't need that. And so I feel like a lot of times what parents are dealing with nowadays is that they're always talking about their kids just feel like they just don't feel motivated. They have no direction. Like, what do you say to that fourth point if we had that in there?
Direction is important. As a parent, it's your job to lead your kids, right? Your kid doesn't know what's going to be a great source of income. Your kid doesn't know the word purpose or meaning. They will later realize it like, man, I have a job, I have an apartment, but I just feel dead inside. I feel like I'm just on this rat race. It's like, oh, did anyone ever tell you about a direction or a path in life? Nope. No one told you that you need a sense of purpose or meaning, your ability to contribute and serve humanity? No one told me that. Oh, is that why I'm depressed? Is that why I'm anxious? Is that why I'm medicating with alcohol and weed and distractions like social media? Yeah, that is. So parents have to give direction. It's not like a kid is born with a user's manual that says, hey, now that you're 18 to 20 years old, here's how to find a path in your life. Maybe it's the military, maybe it's university, maybe it's to go join the workforce, maybe it's to become an entrepreneur and figure out your own path in a service or a product or a solution that's going to help humanity. Like, I exposed that to my kids. I know you're going to expose that to your kids as they get older, and then let them choose what their path is. Like my daughter Chloe, she's taken the path of going to university. Right. After high school next year, she's going to go to university. Andrew has chosen that, hey, I'm going to create my own income. And so he's going into the music industry, and he's making his own music, producing his own music, figuring out how to do it all. But it's because I exposed him to all the path, all the options. I told him that if you have a job, it's okay to have a job, nothing wrong with it. But now you are beholden by someone else's, demands on your time. Not only the 9 to 5, but they might email you on the weekends. They might call you and text you on the weekends. They might not let you take 2 weeks off to go on vacation. You may not even have the money from a job to go on a 2-week vacation. Whereas maybe if you want to take a risk, you want to create your own path in life, you can do that. So here's a couple of directions you can go. And they're like, oh, okay, I think I like the life that we have. I like this abundance that we have. I like flying first class. I like, going to nice places and experiencing the world. And that takes a lot of money. A 9 to 5 is probably not going to give me that. So you're right. I'll take my own path. One's going to university to ultimately take her own path, Chloe, and Andrew is going into the music industry, taking his own path. They're both going to work very hard to create wealth for themselves, but without my direction, that would have never happened. And as you're right, that is the fourth thing that they need, and it's a parent's responsibility and a duty. It's not even like a option, it's a duty.